Bubbalon. Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, yeah, yeah!
Thank you. So this is my, actually, can everybody hear me if I talk like this?
No, use the microphone.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I tend not to like mics because I never know how far to hold them. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into this. Everybody here has at some point or another gone onto a rating or a review site, whether it be Yelp.com, DP Review, Amazon.com, and you've looked around and you've read other people's reviews, and maybe you've left your own. Some of us use the reviews to get trusted information to make purchasing decisions. Some of us just browse around because we're doing research. There's an experience that happens, though, in all of our lives, and that's where you do something, you go somewhere, you touch something, you use something, and you feel very strongly about it right away. You feel strongly about it in the moment. You either love it, you hate it, something else happens, you know. It's an experience that you want to share right away. You can't do that right now with any site that's out there. If you're in a restaurant and you're having a really bad meal, and you want to write a Yelp review, you can't really put all of your feelings into that thing, and in the moment, it's a whole long process. So what Bubbalon does is we're a sentiment sharing service, and the front page is up, but we're only going to spend a little bit of time here. Sentiment sharing service that allows you to explain your feelings from sucks to awesome and everything in between about the stuff in your world. Okay? So what we ask you to do, and if you can please, what we ask you to do is to manipulate a slider and pick an emotion about what the object is at that point. So Anthony's going to log in right now. And you can see a couple of items on the front page that are behind there, like Epic Beard Man and Barack Obama. What you're seeing when you look at an object in this view is these are objects that have not been rated. So click into Best Buy. So click on the Best Buy title. And then manipulate the slider so everyone can see how that works. So what you're seeing on this page is how Anthony's score of 9 just affected the world score, brought it down to 64. We can see how his friends feel about Best Buy, the friends that are on the site. We can also see there's filtration. Right now it's set to male and female. We can see how males and females feel about that particular object. Okay, so this is a very 1- to 2-dimension experience. And actually, if we pull back, go into the profile and go to the Foursquare Twitter account. This is a 2-dimensional experience. You have an experience with something and you're saying how you feel. What we believe is there's a better use for this kind of sentiment collection. Right now, okay, who here has checked into Foursquare tonight? Okay, since not that many
Facebook Places.
What's that?
Facebook Places.
Facebook Places, okay. Any check-in service. The problem with that experience is it sort of ends after you say, hey, I'm here. Great, I'm at the gallery bar. Then what? What we do is we allow you to share your sentiment about that check-in. So we connect with your Foursquare account currently. We'll be adding Gowalla, Facebook Places, and actually Google Places in time. And then you connect with your Twitter account currently. After you check in and you choose an amount of time, in this case it's set to a half an hour, you'll get a tweet asking how did you feel about the gallery bar. You respond to that tweet with a 0 to 100 score and a comment that makes it to your Twitter stream and that makes it back to Bubbalon. Okay, so now if Anthony goes to a restaurant, he checks in and I see that he did that. Okay, great, now I know he went there. I might go there because I know Anthony and I might think a friend of mine went, so maybe I'll like it too. Well, what if he hated it? Okay, so this adds another dimension where I can now see Anthony loved his dessert, or Anthony loved his coffee, or Anthony loved his entree. Now I'm going to go to that restaurant based upon something more than just the fact that he showed up. Add to this the potential, and I'm not going to ask the dreaded question. Anybody here who does the New York Tech Meetup knows the forbidden question. But add the potential that now we have an opportunity to give something of value to the person who's checking in. Mm-hmm. All right, so what? I checked in somewhere, I shared how I felt, but now what? Even after that, now what? So what? What we can now do is we can give you an offer or a coupon based upon your sentiment. You hate the gallery bar? Sorry guys, I like you guys a lot. Maybe we can offer you a coupon for a place down the street. You love the gallery bar. Next time you come back, you get half off your first drink. So what Bubbalon aims to do is to become the sentiment collection device and utility and tool for anything and everything. About everything in your world, people, places, things, or ideas. You can see we're getting into Homer Simpson now. And it's fun, it's easy to use, and we're working to make it go viral.
Wow.
Questions, okay?
Yes, please.
Right, so like Homer Simpson and Best Buy, how do they, I get home from Best Buy, I'm so furious that I go to Bubbalon and I look it up and I rate it.
Unfortunately now that's how it works. That's not what we want. We're building an iPhone app and an Android app currently that will be location-based, geolocation-based. So you'll actually be able to be in Best Buy. You pull it up, it'll know that you're there, and then you can share your experience right in that moment. Our check-in service will also push through to our apps. So once you do a Foursquare check-in, Facebook, Places, or whatever, you can get a push right to our app, and then you can rate wherever you just checked in at right away.
Wow. That's crazy.
The experience happens in the moment. It doesn't happen 2 hours later. The energy dissipates. If you're pissed because you're stuck in traffic, or you're excited because something wonderful happened, we want to give you a way to share that now in a way that's actually relevant and meaningful and, fun. I mean, grown men with teddy bears.
Oh.
Yes.
So in terms of business model, clearly it should be sell to Facebook. But in terms of, how many users do you have right now? How are you going to grow that number? What are you trying to do?
That's a really great question. Right now we are beta stage. We don't even feel that we have the product finished yet. We believe this is a heavily mobile product. And right now, of course, it's a destination website primarily. So we've got about 500 users, family, friends, testers that we brought in. To build this, we're really leveraging the check-in services. And that's my bell. But we're leveraging the check-in services to get as many people who are using these systems to be aware that they can have more out of their check-ins than just say, hey, I'm here.
But when you say using the check-in services, what do you mean we're using the check-in services?
We hook into Foursquare's API currently. So what we are doing is promoting this feature to Foursquare users, and we're going to be heavily doing this in September at some larger events in San Francisco at TechCrunch. So what we want to do is we want to get everybody aware that you can do this, participate in the experience. We just got a nice write-up from aboutfoursquare.com. We want to roll this out to everyone that we can, and that's our short-term traffic strategy.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is Facebook Places going to take over from Foursquare's main API for this kind of thing?
I don't believe so.
Why not?
I've thought about this a lot, and it's because Foursquare is doing something a little bit different. Facebook is, and I'll just be upfront, I don't have Facebook Places yet. I'm an Android user. I don't think the app is upgraded yet to do Facebook Places. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there's a game mechanic that still is a lot of fun on Foursquare. There's still a whole battle that goes on between me and my friends over who's the mayor of the chicken place on the street. And I don't necessarily think that Facebook is going to replace that right away. But I do think that they can add to it. And I think that the things that are going to come out of having location-based services on Facebook are going to be incredible. I think the games that we're going to see, I think the opportunities that are going to be created are going to be incredible. But I don't necessarily think that they're going to be finished.
Questions?
Have you got a outward-facing API for people who say if Foursquare wanted to use Bubbalon to, places, if you could be the center between a few different places to rate all the sentiment?
We want to go there. We really, really want to go there, and that's definitely in our long-term plans. But we don't have it today.
It seems like that's the strongest thing for it. Because Foursquare could build something like that in as well, right? You could just put your sentiment inside Foursquare.
But they don't want you to. And why doesn't Foursquare want your sentiment? Anybody can guess? Because they're trying to cut deals with people to deliver coupons and offers. So if now people are going to say through this system that I just paid you to deliver my coupons, and you've got people telling me I suck. That's the problem that Yelp's in right now. Yelp is getting people on to their site, they're using it, and they're burying the bad reviews for people who advertise, and they're pushing. I mean, they're not doing this allegedly, but there's a double dipping that's going on, and Bubbalon stands separate from that, and we want to be that way. That's why we're not a check-in service, even though we'll have check-in elements, because we want to be the guys who you can use to say however you feel about whatever's in your world.
One more question. Nobody?
I have one. Yeah. I notice you have people's names next to the comments there. Is there a way to anonymize that?
No. We thought long and hard about this. If you have something to say, and it's something negative or something positive, frankly, we believe that you should own it. We believe that our society is moving towards a transparent culture, and in conjunction with that, a responsible culture. You can't have transparency without responsibility. We made a decision early on. No anonymous ratings. If you're going to say something sucks, then your name is going to be next to it, and someone can send you a message about it. And you know what? I've had that happen to me directly with people that are in my town, and you have to be true about what you say, and that's how it's encouraged. There's also an element that I haven't shared where people will actually state whether you're. Can you scroll down a little bit? Oh, thank you. Thanks for the assist. People can say, oh, he's not logged in, so you can't see it. But to the right of a comment, there is a useful or a not useful link, and if you were logged in, you'd see it. So people can actually have their comments be deemed useful. They gain points on our site, which in time will translate into a deeper focus and more attention from the system. So if you get a lot of useful scores for, let's say, the wine category, you may become the expert in wine on Bubbalon.
Oh, wow. That's
Okay?
crazy.
And if you're not useful, we're actually not docking points right now, but we think we're going to. So that way, if you're spamming or you're just, if you're not really being honest about what you feel, about what you're saying, then hopefully the community will deal with you.
I got a question, Todd.
Yes.
Let's say if you went to Kentucky Fried Chicken or something like that, right?
Uh-huh.
And let's say like there was a mouse like running around and you caught it on video.
Uh-huh.
Would you guys be like able to actually add the video so people could not just only hear what you got to say,
That's coming.
but see what it is? So
Yes,
that'd be
What we
crazy
wanna
right
do-
there. That'd be
actually,
crazy.
In our plans, we have a couple of fun things, but specifically to speak to video, we're going to have it so that you can embed it like the YouTube video, and we're going to start with YouTube, and then you can actually share your rating. Because one of the difficult things about using our site right now in its infancy is there's not a very clear connection between what you're rating on the site and where it exists otherwise on the internet. So for videos, you need to be able to play the video. For an object that has a link to a Wikipedia page or something else, we're going to put that link in there for you.
Oh, I have one. Oh, my bad. That's good. That's
And I hope all the presenters will stick around for a little while after the presentations, so if you have